Hey guys, what's up? I'm just making this quick little channel update announcement video, not showing you the reason why I have so many cat scratches on me all the time, but to announce that I have switched over from Patreon over to channel membership. So I didn't feel like I was doing enough for the Patreon. I didn't feel like I was really keeping up with it the way that I wanted to. And I was thinking to myself, why is that? And then I soon realized it's because I had to deal with this whole other website, and I just struggled to maintain it. I don't really use the internet too much outside of YouTube, so I struggled to maintain the Patreon. I couldn't really participate in it. I couldn't do early uploads and unlisted videos like I wanted to for you guys. So I felt like the Patreon I was just kind of struggling with. So I decided to merge it all and keep it all onto YouTube, and that is why this video, the purpose of this, is number one, to just give you a little glimpse of the collection, but number two, to announce that I've switched over to channel membership. So you may be thinking, oh, I used to be a Patreon member and I want to be a channel member now. Well, thankfully, it's basically the same, just now on YouTube. The tiers are the same. I renamed them, so now they're all like Toy Collector, you know, Toy Legend, or whatever. I just figured like having it more toy focused instead of just like Clone Trooper themed was a little bit more inclusive, because I probably have just as many fans that are into Transformers as I do, you know, Star Wars and the Clone Troopers. Definitely not when it comes to Gundam. Gundam's definitely the one that is a little more niche, but I want it to be a little bit more inclusive when it comes to the naming of the tiers. But it's still, you know, a $1 tier, $5, and $10. The benefits are all still the same if you want to hop on. You know, with $1 you get a lot. You get, you know, polling, you get exclusive access to a Patreon, or not Patreon anymore, member-only Discord. A Discord that I check in on, but like I said, I don't really use the internet too much, so I'm not much of a Discord user, but it's a good way to, you know, connect with other, you know, fans in a way like that. There is also, you know, polls. I don't know if I mentioned that. There's also little channel icons. I do want to get those customized, but for now, they're just the standard ones. And for $5, it's the same. You get access to exclusive videos as well as early videos at the $5 tier, and there will be a lot more early videos. It might be kind of overwhelming sometimes being a $5 tier member. You may get like 5 early videos within a week. You know, it'll definitely be a lot more prevalent because it's on YouTube, and it's so much easier to just make it member only instead of keeping it unlisted, not being able to schedule it, and, you know, remembering to post it all the way on Patreon. I feel like having it just on YouTube is a lot better. For the $10 tier, it is the same as the Clone Commander tier was, where you get to request a video. However, I never really very, you know, clearly defined what that was at the Clone Commander tier, so I defined it here. Every other month, you can put in a request for a video. So a lot of you guys on the channel probably saw all of the requests that I did, where it's like, oh, you know, Patreon member this requested it, Patreon member this. It was never really set in stone on, you know, who on the time frame of requesting, and like whose turn it was and all that. So I wanted it to be more set in stone. It'll be a lot more easy for me to manage this way. And I wanted to make sure that you guys still were able to have all of the same benefits as Patreon, just now on channel membership. You know, it's all kept on YouTube, which is good, because I know some people don't like getting outside of, you know, YouTube for support like this. Now, per usual, I have to say, you don't have to. You absolutely do not have to. You don't have to be a member the same way you don't have to send me things in the P.O. box. Some people have been like, oh, I really want to send you something, and I'm like, you don't have to. Obviously, I will always greatly appreciate it, but you never have to. Zoom in on Ben right now. You never have to, but it definitely really does help me out when it comes to producing more content, as well as just helping me out in general. This is just what Ben is like, by the way. This is why I have all the cat scratches. You know, he'll lick, he'll be friendly, but then he'll start attacking any moment now. But yeah, just wanted to give this update. And again, you don't have to. I don't really monetize this channel too much. I don't have any merchandise. I might start merchandise here soon, and if that's the case, I will update the membership, and, you know, you guys might get discounts. I have thought about merchandise, but I'm not really sure if the channel's at that point where I really want to. You know, a lot of channels smaller than me have merchandise, but I just don't really. I mean, let me know if you'd want that. But, you know, this is more of a fun little hobby for me that just so happens to be a nice little source of income. And honestly, you know, this income does really help me out. It does keep the channel going. It does allow me to still get cool, new, awesome things to show off on the channel. And it just helps me out in general. It does. But again, you know, you don't have to. Just watching the videos, just watching them is enough for me, honestly. I love comments. I read every single comment, even if I don't reply to them all. I read every single one. So I love comments. You know, liking really helps. Even though you can't really, you know, the dislikes aren't even visible anymore, so it doesn't make too much of a difference. But it still really helps me out, I feel. It makes me feel better. Yeah, I love doing the whole YouTube thing, and I just wanted to make this video announcing the memberships, as well as discussing the tiers. They all showed up on the screen with their benefits as I've been panning around my collection here. And yeah, I do plan on doing a collection video at some point, probably this year. I just, like, I'm not going down because it is a mess down there. It is just a mess. There's stuff all over the floor. But yeah, there we go, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and again, it's never an obligation. Even if you used to be a Patreon member and you decide to not be a channel member, that's perfectly fine. I do want to make sure that Patreon members who move over to membership do have a special kind of treat. No matter what tier you move to, I do want to make sure, you know, former Patreon members do have that. Because the Patreon, it never, like, popped off. It didn't really grow exponentially. It wasn't, like, a super big thing. I never had tons of patrons. But it still really helped, and I really adored the support, and I want to make sure that I can give back to those that still want to give to the channel in some way. So yeah, things will kind of change. Videos as we move along might not have member shoutouts for a while. But as soon as we start getting members on the channel, I will definitely start putting their shout out, even if it's just one. The fact that you're a member, yes, you will be shouted out. Alrighty, guys, thank you so much for watching. I have really appreciated all the support throughout these past few years. The channel has been great. It's really been popping off, and I really, really appreciate it. Alrighty, guys, there we go. Have a good one, and I'll see ya. I'll see ya in the next. Oh, jeez. I'll see you in the next video. What do you think about that, Ben? You can see some of the mess down there. Yeah, he's a cat, all right.